This video is sponsored by Charmity. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique Davis, also known as Brown and Bindi, and here on this channel we practice flexibility of the mind, the body, and the spirit. So today we are actually going to talk about something I've never talked about on this channel before, which is the concept of us living in a simulation and being a part of the matrix, or the people who are not aware that we're living in a simulation, being a part of the matrix. I want to let you guys know what that means to me. And I actually made an Instagram post about this earlier, so I'm just going to read you my caption so that we can jump into the depth of what I want to talk about. The caption of today's Instagram post reads, "I imagine that if we live in a simulation, that said matrix was created by the highest consciousness. Based on my belief, the highest source of consciousness is the pure, selfless energy of love. If we are indeed in the matrix, I imagine that consciousness is encouraging each of us to use the universal cheat code that is tapping into the love vibration. Love for ourselves, our neighbors, and for Source. I do not feel a nefarious entity when I meditate on the truth of my being. I don't think Big Brother is real. I do not think the entity controlling the simulation is human or capable of experiencing the petty emotions that we as humans are capable of. The idea of living in a simulation does not scare me because I've already experienced glitches. I've lived through several overnight reality changes and reboots, all incited by my determination to reprogram my mind and deprogram the embarrassingly narrow victim perspective that is embedded in the universal consciousness. All I have to say is, the cheat code works." So I feel like the caption said it all. I can see how we could live in a simulation, but if we do, I do not believe that it is a man-made simulation. I believe that it is made by consciousness, Source, God, whatever you want to refer to it as. And what I do identify with when I hear these stories about living in a simulation is the people who are living in the matrix, who haven't exited the matrix yet. They are the people who aren't aware. They do not practice awareness of freedom of emotion and freedom of being, freedom being the operative word, right? So today I want to talk about how we can use love to bypass all of the levels that we would usually have to play through in order to exit the simulation. Every energy has a vibration, and love is the ultimate highest vibration. There have been studies done by different scientists, different neuroscientists, such as Dr. Joe Dispenza, who study what the effects of thinking about gratitude and love does to the mind and does to the heart. And holding the energy of love in one's body allows us to enter a state of mind coherence, brain coherence, and heart coherence, which means our body is running at an optimal level. I read about this in Becoming Supernatural, as well as Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. I will link those books down below. So the first way that we can really hold ourselves back, keep ourselves in the matrix, is not practicing self-love, love for self. We have all been programmed to believe that if we love ourselves, we are being selfish, we are being full of ourselves, we are not being good humans if we love ourselves too much. But what I want to tell you is that the more you love yourself, the more love you have in your heart for others, which is why this is the first thing that we are talking about. When you don't love yourself, you begin to project your negative feelings about yourself into different situations. And that projection, I believe, is the matrix. But when you learn to turn that projection back around and take responsibility for it, and instead decide to look at yourself from a perspective of love, you're able to see yourself unemotionally. You're able to strip yourself of your ego, of your identity, of your flaws, and understand that you are just a spirit having an experience. And any of your personality flaws are simply because you have not experienced anything to teach you any better. You can understand that you are on a journey to learn, not a journey to be perfect and to prove to others that you are perfect. Looking at yourself from a place of complete self-love actually allows you to accelerate your journey, because you don't get hung up on your mistakes and you don't get hung up on how you should have done things differently. Instead, you take the lessons and you continue to level up. This is really funny because I think it's a trend to talk a lot about main character energy, and that is really what I am referring to. When you maintain an energy of intense, aggressive self-love, you are able to have a lighter heart, a lighter vibration, and you're able to move through different circumstances, different situations, while still being able to maintain your head. Because if we don't practice love for ourselves, when we get into different situations, we are going to be questioning ourselves, or questioning if we make a mistake, and if we do something wrong, what's going to be the outcome of that, instead of trusting ourselves. When we learn to trust ourselves, we learn to live. We learn to act. And by learning to live and act, we might make a mistake, but through self-love, we can make mistakes and learn from them. So that is how love for self can help you exit the matrix. The second way that love can help you exit the matrix is by having unabashed love for others. Our programming tells us that we cannot love ourselves, but we also can't fully love others. We are programmed to believe that we are competing. We are programmed to believe that we are competing for money, that we are competing for societal approval, that we are competing for romantic partners, that we are competing for the trophy for who looks the best, who's the most attractive person. We are programmed to believe that everyone is our competition. And if you believe that everyone is your competition, you cannot subconsciously love that person or anyone with a full heart if you're secretly competing with them. And I know you might be saying to yourself, I don't really compete with people. I let everyone stay in their own lane. A version of competing with a person would be having a different perspective than another person and believing that your perspective is right and your perspective is the only perspective that can be right. I'm going to bring the law of attraction into this. When you have a belief system, that belief system is reflected in your reality. So I'm going to remind you that if another person has a belief system, that belief system is reflected in their reality. You can't see it because it's not your belief system. Everyone is right with their beliefs. When I made that post this morning, I made the post with the understanding that I don't believe that there's a big brother, because that doesn't serve me. I don't believe that there are evil forces of secret societies that are planning our demise, because my belief system does not believe that a group of people can keep a secret like that, especially in today's age. And I don't believe that. No. What if it's Big Brother? So because I don't believe that there are evil forces working against us, when I live my reality, I don't see examples of these evil forces. I don't see evidence of these evil forces because I do not believe in them. So my brain does not recognize it. But if there's another person who does believe in conspiracy theories, who does believe that there is a secret society that's trying to run us all like puppets, they can see evidence of that in the news, in conversations with other people, in the literature that they read. And that is completely real to them and their reality, as well as the other people who share that paradigm with them. I feel like we've been getting real deep lately. Y'all like it because I like it. So when you understand that everyone's belief system creates their own reality, you can stop being so judgmental of other people's beliefs and perspectives and open your heart to just loving them for who they are, the way they are. And I don't even mean meeting them where they are, because that can be kind of condescending, right? Like, well, I'm just going to meet you where you are. You're so emotionally unintelligent. You're so stuck in this mental place, and I'll just meet you where you are. And that implies that our perspective is better than theirs. And think about being in a relationship with another person. If you secretly believe that you're better than them, is that love? I don't think so. That's not how I qualify love. So when we think about the human race, our neighbor, and loving our neighbor, and understand that our belief systems are created by our experiences, we can practice giving grace to our neighbors and the people that we share this earth with, and allowing ourselves to just love people the way they are instead of forcing them to agree with us and trying to push a square peg into a circular hole. We were never meant to live on a planet where everyone agrees with each other and everyone thinks the same thing. It will never be that way. It was never that way. That's not the way that source intended for us to live. Everyone is different so that we can all make this reality work together, because we're all different puzzle pieces and we can all learn from one another. And that's the perspective that I have. Even people who have perspectives that are negative towards me as an individual, or negative towards people like me, I offer them love. And that was something that took a long time to be able to do. But I don't want to be a person who does not have love in their heart, or who only has circumstantial love, because that's complicated. And I don't like for my life to be complicated. So I offer whomever love, no matter what their perspective is, no matter what their background is. And if you can learn to do that, what's going to happen is your mind is going to bring up all the reasons that you should not love other people, all the reasons that you've learned throughout your life through programming that tried to teach you that you should not love others with an open heart. And as you work through that and it becomes easier and easier to love, your vibration is going to keep going up. Hi, I hope that you are enjoying today's video so far. I want to take a quick moment to tell you about the sponsor for today's video, Charmity. Charmity is a meditation phone app available on both Android and iOS platforms. The app contains a library of meditations that all have binaural beats in them, and the meditations are so long that they give you the opportunity to truly relax and open your mind down to a subconscious level. The way that these meditations feel to me are very supportive and very relaxing, to the point where even a person who's never meditated before could sit down and truly enjoy the experience of being guided through the meditation. I mean, look, you have two types of people, right? You have the people who like learn about this side of life and they want to astral project that day, astral project that day. And then you have the other type of person that's like, I can hear my thoughts, right? So what I love about guided meditations is that they really offer you that sweet sense of support as you relax deeper and deeper and really allow your mind to just be. I really like Charmity's meditations because they are genuine and they feel really good. My favorite one is the I'm grateful meditation, and it contains an affirmation that I'm grateful for being able to create my epic life. Yes, I mean, I'm a fan. That's why I'm telling you guys about them. If you would like to know more about Charmity, you can visit my description box and I will have a link to their website. They also offer a 7-day free trial if you just want to dip a toe and really see how you can incorporate these meditations into your wellness routine. Thank you so much, Charmity, for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate it, and the community really appreciates it. So, yeah. All right, guys, let's get back to the video. So stop judging others and understand that to love someone with a dark, negative, low vibration is choosing to love someone with a lot of pain. If you see somebody who is being very nasty, very mean, very evil, you can of course have the response, you know, like, what the is wrong with them? But how much more powerful would it be to be able to understand that that person is in pain? I mean, even think of like the Tabitha Brown, Wendy Williams situation. Tabitha Brown is not living in the Matrix. And lastly, the way to exit the Matrix by way of love is through love of Source. Very, very, very simple one. Source loves you. Source put you here because Source loves you. If you notice, when you act with complete self-love, your life will change. Because every negative thing in your life, or the majority of negative things in your life, are a result of some sort of action that is attached to a low level of self-worth. To me, that's proof that whatever put us here just wants us to move and act through love. But we don't see Source in that way. A lot of people see Source as a person, like it's a human with human emotions. So a lot of people see source as angry and jealous and expecting, when in reality, or in my reality, I believe source is the highest vibration of love. And because of that, because I do not see source as being angry, petty, jealous, or mean, I can trust. I can trust that my life is going to be good. I can trust that I'm not going to get thrown a curveball just because. The biggest part of my life that was controlled by anxiety was controlled because I did not trust source. Because I was always waiting for something to go wrong. I was always waiting for the other foot to drop because I believed that there was something wrong with me that made me not worthy of living a happy, good life. And I believed that source saw what was wrong with me and was going to punish me for that. Now, this was subconscious. I had to learn this through my journey. It was not information that was available in my conscious mind, or else I would have corrected it immediately. So what I'm saying is, if you truly love source, you will choose to believe that source truly loves you. Again, looking at it like it's a relationship. If you are in a relationship with someone, are you waiting for them to betray you? Are you waiting for them to hurt you? Because that's not love. It's the same thing with source. Believing that pain, failure, struggle is around the corner is what keeps the matrix so relevant. People like living in the matrix because it's comfortable. When you live in the matrix, you can hold on to that victim mentality, and you can hold on to this idea that everything happens to me and I don't have to take any responsibility. But when you exit the matrix, when you realize that everything is love, and the situations that are separate from love are situations that have nothing to do with what we were put here for, you are truly able to thrive and see the separation between a life where you're focused on the vibration of love and then a life where you're focused on all the other stuff. By following the steps of loving yourself fully, loving your neighbor fully, and loving source fully, your vibration will be so high that manifesting will be effortless. The synchronicities will be brazy, the abundance, the flow. You won't even be able to stop it if you wanted to. It's wild. I'm living it. Guys, I'm telling you right now, I'm living it. And I'm so grateful that I discovered the cheat code. I'm grateful that the cheat code was brought to me, because life is fun and life is good. And you can really make anything you want happen in this joint, I promise. But you can only do it through love, nothing else. Nothing else. Nothing else. Because if you do it through any other emotion, law of attraction, if you pursue your life through lack mentality, through scarcity, gotta get this money, gotta hustle, gotta grind, you're going to keep perpetuating that, when in reality, you want your abundance, but you want to be able to have peace. Right? So if you pursue your abundance from a place of love, trust, knowing, that's what you're going to receive, and it's going to be a perpetual energy of love, trust, knowing. But you got to unlearn the old programs, and the only way you can unlearn the old programs is through repetition and practicing believing in love. And when anything else comes up, being aware to hear the voices in your mind that tell you that you're supposed to be living in any other way. That's it. That's the cheat code. Cheat code. Cheat code. That's the cheat code. Not super complicated, right? Yeah, it's really not, but key to life, in my opinion. Okay, you guys, I hope that you liked this video, because I sure enjoyed making it. If you did, give it a thumbs up so other people on the platform know that it is valuable, and so that we can feed the algorithm monster that lives in a cave. Also, if you would like me to comment on anything else that I've talked about in this video, if you'd like me to talk about it in the future, let me know down in the comments. I think that's what I meant to say. Let me know down in the comments. Make sure that you leave a timestamp so I know what part of the video that you are talking about. Last but not least, please make sure that you are subscribed and that you click that notification bell so that you can become a reality bender yourself and join the Brown and Bendy Bunch. Shout out to Charmity for joining the Brown and Bendy Bunch, our new family friend. Okay, guys, I will see you later. Bye.